31,222 fresh COVID-19 infection, death toll at 4,41,042. Supreme Court rejects Manipur government's plea on High Court's order. And Taliban fires swords to disperse anti-Pakistan rally in Kabul, says report. We are collectively facing a pandemic threat that is sweeping across the humanity beyond oceans and borders. Considering the seriousness of COVID-19, it's about time we step up against this deadly disease. Maintain a safe distance from others even if they don't appear to be sick. Wear a mask in public, especially indoors or when physical distancing is not possible. Choose open, well-ventilated spaces over closed ones. Clean your hands often. Use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand rub. Get vaccinated when it's your turn. Follow local guidance about vaccination. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbow or a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you feel unwell. Hello, you're watching PONYTV English News at 6 p.m. This is LAKSMIBAI. Now the news in details. The Supreme Court on Monday rejected a plea filed by the Manipur government against the High Court directing it to frame exhaustive rules to regulate the state's functioning in combating the spread of COVID-19. A bench comprising Justices D.Y. Chandrachud, Bikram Nath and Hima Kohli maintained that the High Courts were bastions of ensuring that justice was done amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The top court also pulled up the Manipur government on the condition of quarantine centers. Your standard quarantine centers were pathetic. There were no separate washrooms for males and females, it said. The bench further added that healthcare workers did not change the beddings regularly and the High Court order was a calibrated order. We are not inclined to entertain the special leave petition under Article 136 of the Constitution of India. The special leave petition is accordingly dismissed. Pending applications, if any, stay disposed of, said the top court in its order. The Manipur government had moved the top court challenging the High Court order passed on July 16 last year, directing it to constitute a committee of experts to advise the government on a course of action that may be adopted to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The High Court had emphasized the government should make two plans to combat the spread of COVID-19, a short-term plan and a long-term plan. The court had also directed the state government to frame exhaustive rules and regulations to regulate its functioning towards combating the crisis or modify suitably the existing SOPs. India logged 31,222 fresh cases of coronavirus infection, taking the total tally of COVID-19 cases to 3,30,58,843, while the active cases were recorded below 4 lakh, according to the Union Health Ministry data updated on Tuesday. The death toll has climbed to 4,41,042 with 290 fresh fatalities, according to the data updated at 8 a.m. The active cases have declined to 3,92,864, comprising 1.19% of the total infections, while the national COVID-19 recovery rate was recorded at 97.48%, the ministry said. The country has also administered 69,90,62,776 vaccine doses, according to the ministry's website. Amidst a third wave scare, many states and union territories have reopened educational institutions across the country. A study, however, has revealed that India is unlikely to witness a surge in cases in September. The Taliban has fired swords to disperse an anti-Pakistan rally in Kabul, says news agency AFP. Videos on social media showed a crowd comprising of men and women holding placards with slogans against Pakistan. Qatar's ruling emir and the visiting U.S. Secretaries of State and Defense discussed developments in Afghanistan and efforts to enhance security there, the emir's court said on Monday. The visit came as Washington sought support for the evacuation of Americans and at-risk Afghans left behind in Afghanistan after the Taliban takeover and for building a consensus among allies on how to respond to the new Islamist rulers. Meanwhile, the Taliban has claimed victory over opposition forces in the Panjshir Valley. According to Reuters, photos on social media showed Taliban members standing in front of the gate of the Panjshir provincial governor's compound after fighting over the weekend with the NRFA. However, Ali Maisam Nazari, head of foreign relations at NRFA, said the Taliban's claim of victory was false and opposition forces continued to fight. The NRF forces are present in all strategic positions across the valley to continue the fight, he said on his Facebook page. 2 drug smugglers were caught along with brown sugar yesterday from Sekmai, Kaujeng Lema during an intensified frisking and checking by a team led by Imphal West officer in charge Commando Inspector P. Achoba Meite. They were identified as Kamginmon Haukip, alias Mona, age 24 years, son of Mangkolen Haukip of Kongjang Lok village in Churachandpur district, and Saitin Thang Kipgen, alias Sainu, age 35 years, son of Lenkopao Kipgen of Koite village, also in Churachandpur district. The frisking and checking was conducted under the supervision of Imphal West Additional Superintendent of Police Amarjit Lamabam after receiving information from Narcotic and Affairs of Border NAB about transportation of some illegal drugs from Imphal site. 54 soap capes containing suspected brown sugar, 2 mobile handsets, rupees 1,900 in cash, and 1 olive green color Bolero Jeep with registration number ASO1D6554 were seized from their possession. Kamginmon disclosed that he procured the brown sugar from a woman named Neneng, resident of Moiring, through one Sailen Haukip of Tuibong Bazaar in Churachandpur on September 4 last, which was supposed to be handed over to one Vicky in Dimapur. The arrested along with the seized items have been handed over to Sekmai police station for necessary legal action, the police report said. A farmer training cum COVID-19 awareness program on the theme Rejuvenate Farm Economy and Self-Reliance was jointly organized by United Committee Manipur UCM and Kaino Thong Thak Youth Welfare Association yesterday at Kaino Thong Thak, Awang Lekai. Dr. K.H. Brajamani Meite, Senior Scientist and Head of KVK Bishnupur, Joy Chandra Konthozam, UCM President Mongjam Nilakamal Singh, Social Activist Huidrom Borajao Meite of Kaino Gram Panchayat shared the dice. S. LAKSMIBAI, L. Rameshwar Singh, and Dr. S. Biswanath Sarma, Deputy Director, Ayush, were the resource persons. UCM also distributed 60 bags of fertilizers, Ayush 64 tablet, ARS ALB 30, and winter crop seeds to the people of Kaino Thong Thak, Awang Lekai. Now we have a short commercial break. Stay tuned.
Occasion singidamagta makhal kiyagi cake haibadi photo cake, layer cake, brunch cake, barbie cake, fruit topping cake, cupcakes sina chingba fongbigani amadi adomgi apamba mawongda cake customize tawbagi khudong chabasu pisari. Khudong chabasing asi lawbinabagi damakta lensing bidau aikhoigi address NG College Road near Naurangtong. Phone number 9864112972. Aikhoigi online partner Food Wi-Fi amasung Food Web tagisu order tawiba yagani.
Kaidowino? Kanano? Kaigino? Kaidowbiyo? Masipumna. Noi lebide gari ahanbaga tongba ngamdrabane. Khulalaga tongni khaliba namai doi kaidro.
Senbun puthoga leibidi ngamdara.
Senbun puthokna leiba ngamdrasu Imphal Finance salo. Aiju ahanba lei ngamdadana Imphal Finance tagi loan oine lori.
Imphal Finance na nongbuji manungda gari loan lobu yabagi khudong chaba pijari. Adomna apamba makhali gari khudingma lobu yabani.
Welcome back. After the break, The Manipur Home Department has revised the list of permitted activities which will come into effect from September 7 to 21. However, night curfew will continue from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. According to the revised order, shopping malls, gymnasium or fitness centers, vehicle showrooms, among others, will be allowed to open within stipulated times with limited number of customers and COVID-appropriate behavior. For vehicle showrooms, the timing will be from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for shopping malls, 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. for gymnasium or fitness centers. Besides, brick kilns, stone crushers, and furniture manufacturing units are also included in the permitted list. A resident of Herok returning from Guwahati to Imphal who tested positive for COVID-19 at Mauget at Manipur-Nagaland border was picked up by an ambulance sent by Herok constituency MLA Thokchom Radesham yesterday. The patient has been kept at Community Quarantine Center of Thoubal District Hospital. Radesham, chairman of COVID-19 Task Force Herok, has been a major role in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. He has provided financial assistance of Rs 50,000 each to 15 families of Herok constituency which have lost their ones due to COVID-19. Selin Digital and NR Media honored Olympian Pukrambam Susila Chanu, daughter of Pukrambam Syam Sundar and Pukrambam Lata at her Thangmaiban residence today. Indian women hockey midfielder Susila Chanu participated in the just-ended Tokyo Olympics 2020. KSH James Singh, producer Selin Digital, and NR Rajesh, proprietor, attended the event. Wangjing Tentha MLA Paunam Brozen has promised to work tirelessly for the welfare and development of Wangjing Tentha constituency. He was welcoming members of over 15 families of Tekcham and Chingtham who were joining BJP during a simple program. BJP Wangjing Tentha Mandal President Okram Sunil Kumar, General Secretary Thangjam Brajakisor, advisors and office bearers were present at the event. British teenager Emma Raducanu continued her dream run at the US Open on Monday by overwhelming American Sylvie Rogers 6-2, 6-1 to reach her first Grand Slam quarterfinal. Going through qualifying to get to the last 8 at a major is a stunning accomplishment by itself, but the 18-year-old has done it without dropping a set. Raducanu, who burst into the scene this year by reaching the 4th round at Wimbledon in her first Grand Slam appearance, has gone one better at the US Open in dominant fashion. After a 6-0, 6-1 hammering of Sarah Soribay Stormo in the 3rd round, Raducanu was nearly as ruthless against Rogers, dispatching the last American in the women's draw in 66 minutes. Up next for the youngsters is Swiss 11th seed and Olympic champion Velinda Benchik, who advanced with a 7-6, 6-3 win over Polish 2020 French Open champion IGA Swiatek. Before we end, let's take a look at the headlines again. India logs 31,222 fresh COVID-19 infection, death toll at 4,41,042. Supreme Court rejects Manipur government's plea on High Court's order. And Taliban fires shots to disperse anti-Pakistan rally in Kabul, says report. Thank you for watching PONYTV English News. Keep watching for more updates.